Page 52. Building a new G-fill using your newly acquired index finger skills. Number 1. Becoming aware of the picking hand index finger's responsibilities. Now the timing of this number 1 exercise is rather unusual, kind of syncopated, as they like to say. So I'm going to use a trick that my dad taught me a long time ago. Whenever you come to an 8th rest, give it a little grunt. Like that. I know it's disgusting, but it works. So whenever I come to the X, I'm going to grunt. And here we go. Number 1, 2 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and uh, 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 Now, just so you can hear it without the grunts, you now are more aware of how this rhythm works. So here is number 1 without the grunts. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Number 2, adding more fretted notes and a slide into the mix. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Number 3, the biggest challenge, adding an extra plucked note at the end of a slide. It's a killer. So before I actually play the exercises of number 3, it's divided into 3 sections of miserable exercises each one. And let me isolate the first measure and talk through it. So the beginning of the first measure is your open 5th string. Then your middle finger is going to grab the 3rd string 2nd fret, picked with your index finger, and you're going to slide that up to 4th fret. But your troubles are not over quite yet, because when that finger arrives at the 4th fret, you have to pick the 1st string with your middle finger picking finger simultaneously. So here's that slide by itself, and here's the slide with the picking of the middle finger. For the first time, you're seeing a picking hand finger above the staff because it was the only place I could fit it in to show you this situation. So you may have to do that a couple hundred times to get that down. And make sure when you're trying this, don't be picking it with your thumb. You must be picking it with your index finger. Index. Middle picks the 1st string. One mind game I used to play is when I slide from 2nd to 4th fret, that 4th fret is hitting an invisible wall. And the sound of that fourth fret hitting the wall is my first string being picked. Hit. If it helps. The tendency at first, of course, is to pick both notes, the second and the fourth fret. That will not jive well when up to speed. Anyway, here's the first measure. I will play 4 of these first measures of exercise 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and rest. Now, the second measure of exercise 3 is the same series of notes, but now played twice as fast, with a 8th note pause in between each one. So I will play the second measure 4 times in a row. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we come to the final 2 measures of exercise 3, and we're just adding a prefix, I like to call it, a 3rd string open, and then from there it's just using the lick we just learned. So I will play the last 2 measures 2 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and rest. Repeat. Now, let me play all of exercise 3, repeating each segment twice each. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Rest. And rest. 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 Okay. Tearing your hair out yet? I would be, the first time I tried this. Okay. Now we're at number 4, the full G fill number 2, an essential part of your library of banjo licks. All of number 4, 2 times around. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Oil. That is black gold. Texas tea.